Welcome. My name is Art Slutsky. I'm from St. Michael's Hospital, University of Toronto, and I'm the co-chair of this meeting along with Krister Sinderby, also from St. Michael's Hospital at the University of Toronto. I thought I'd spend just a couple minutes telling you about sort of the background to this meeting, which is the first international meeting on NAVA. I checked with Krister and he said that's actually correct. Krister had the idea for this meeting about a year ago and approached McKay and asked for some funding to arrange this meeting. The meeting is really aimed at clinicians and investigators who are using NAVA pretty broadly and pretty widely. So I wanted to make a few comments about this because I think it's quite important. Part of the proviso for this was that Krister and I would set up the program and sort of have scientific control over the meeting. So Krister and I asked all the speakers, we did that on our own. McKay is providing the funding, so clearly there's some conflict of interest, but I thought it's very important to sort of lay the ground rules here. A number of us, each of the speakers is getting an honorarium for speaking at this meeting, and a number of us are consultants. I'm on the advisory board. I'm on an advisory board for McKay, so clearly there is some, if you like, conflict of interest. But this meeting is not about selling NAVA at all, in my mind, in Krister's mind, and I think in the speaker's mind. It's really to educate people about NAVA, to hear about the good things, where it may be useful, but also to hear the bad things. We'd like to have a dialogue. We'd like to have an understanding and interaction with the audience. Many of you use NAVA. What are some of the good things about it? But what are some of the disadvantages? We want to have an open discussion. This is not a marketing meeting. We are trying to focus on the clinical and the scientific aspects of NAVA. And I think that's very, very important. Of course, you know, McKay, I'm sure, would be happy if more ventilators were sold and more catheters were sold. But that's not our purpose here. That's really not our purpose here. Our purpose is to focus on the science and the physiology and the clinical aspects. So that's the main message I wanted to give you an understanding of how this meeting arose. We've got individuals from around the world who are going to be speaking. We'd like a lot of interaction. We have time at the end of each talk, a few minutes for questions, if the speaker stays on time. If the speaker doesn't stay on time, we'll go on, but we do have a round table at the end of the morning and at the end of the afternoon where we'll ask the experts questions about NAVA, about a bunch of other issues, if you'd like, but I'd really like audience participation. We kept this reasonably small. This is cozy. There's about 60 people in the room. And I think it's quite cozy so you feel comfortable asking questions. So without further ado, let's move on to the actual program. You can ask questions about this during the panel if you'd like.